The recent attempted purchase of Twitter by entrepreneur Elon Musk reportedly fell apart because there were too many bots or fake participants on Twitter. And it brought to the public attention a problem in social media, which are fake members of different social media, sometimes using this to achieve nefarious ends. And so we're presenting a special Saving America panel discussion. This is your host, Dr. David D. Schein. And I wanted to comment from a different, I don't present myself as an expert in this area, but I am one of the early people on LinkedIn. I don't know how long ago LinkedIn was started, but I know I was one of the early people as pro-business person and a pro-business site. It is still my main social media site today. And I'm highly visible with over 2,000 followers. And what began happening to me about 18 months ago directly ties with what Vic indicated earlier, which is I would be approached by someone who appeared to be an attractive Asian female and would engage in a discussion. A good handful of them then asked to move to WhatsApp. And I would encourage them to email with me because I am a writer. I am used to exchanging information, including signature blocks, so that I get more information. Most of these people were reluctant to do that. And there was a very distinct pattern. They moved in two directions. One, the exact same direction that Vic indicated, which is they would say, oh, my uncle has come up with a fantastic crypto trading scheme and we can make tons and tons of money. And, how about putting, $2,500 or $25,000 over here? And we're going to show you. And I said, I am absolutely not interested. I was very consistent. And then they would come back a week later and say, hey, have you changed your mind? We just made $250,000 in one day. Let's jump in. And of course, by this time, my spider sense, as I call it, was in full tilt. And I said, not only no, but hell no. A couple of things. The other scam that was presented to me was my company has come up with a new software app, and we need people to test drive it. And I said, I absolutely positively will not download any software to my computer, not happening. And again, they might go away for a few days, but then they would come back and re-argue it. If I maintained that position, I found that I quickly became persona non grata. Following this, a couple commonalities became apparent, at least with the ones that solicited me. And we don't emails, by the way, we don't know that they're Asian. All of them presented that they had university credentials from Singapore, Hong Kong, China. Whether they had those credentials or not, we didn't know. All of them said that they were either in Los Angeles or New York. But when I would ask them sometimes about physical location, they'd be, oh, well, I'm on a temporary assignment in Canada. So they would move things around so that you couldn't pin them down on things like, gee, what's the weather in New York today? What about that shooting in the subway? You couldn't pin them down on details that are important in things. I've also, by the way, been approached by about a half dozen people on Skype, which is not a very technically advanced platform, but some relatively similar stories, and they almost all led to, gee, I'm really in trouble. I need you to send me a few $100s and, Western Union or something like that. And so to date, I have not parted with any money. I've parted with some time that I would like to get back. But one of the things that I've observed with the LinkedIn solicitations, and I got the most recent one of about 2 weeks ago, is that they don't have very many followers. The person that contacted me most recently with a picture of an attractive Asian woman had credentials similar to what I just related, and she only had like 7 connections. Well, 7 connections is nothing. Super. Thank you so much, both of you. You've been our great guest on the special episode of Saving America, talking about social media fraud. This is your host, Dr. DavidSchein. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite podcast or webcast platform.